Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. Today's video is going to be my November faves and fails. It is so late in the day, I'm just getting started because I've been futzing around with my hair for like an hour and a half now. So I got my hair cut just the other day, and you know, my hair really hates getting cut. The first couple of weeks that I have my hair cut, it acts so weird and it just will not cooperate. So I did my normal like beach waver waves today, and it was just like too curly, and so I reached for this guy, and I find that I've been reaching for this guy so much that it's landing in my faves. This is the InStyler glossy heated styling brush that has this clamp, so it makes it into kind of a cross between a standard heating styling brush and a flat iron. It's great for second day hair when you wake up and your hair's like kind of crazy and frizzy. You can just brush it through your hair and it will make your hair calm down a little bit. Or if you really want to get a flat iron look, you can use it with the clamp, and that way you can get more of a true flat iron look. But what I really love to use it for is like on a day where I've used my curling device and my hair just comes out too curly and it's too done looking and it's just not quite casual enough. I put this on to like the second to the lowest setting, and then I just kind of brush through the curls a little bit, and it just takes them down and takes them from being ringlets into just being kind of this relaxed, you know, like, oh, I didn't work at it. But yeah, you know, getting your hair to look like this takes work, and this part just took like 5 minutes just to like brush it through a little bit and to relax out those curls. So loving that for lots of different uses. So that is a definite fave for November. Let me turn it off here. A really great discovery for me in November was this Dior 5 Colors palette. This is in the color 757 Dream. This is one of the matte palettes, and I didn't realize that Dior made matte palettes until I was looking at them at Sephora when I was buying things for the Sephora sale. This was definitely like the winner out of all the stuff I got at that sale. $62 normally for a Dior palette. You get 5 colors in it. It's pretty spendy, right? At least in the Sephora sale, I got the 20% off, so that was great. But I feel like this is such a great eyeshadow palette. I take it with me when I travel now. It's the only thing I need. It's very small and compact, but the colors are just so beautiful and they blend out so gorgeously. And you know, the color payout is so great, and they wear all day without any fading, without any creasing. These mattes really make my eyelids look so smooth and so just something about them. I already did a tutorial using this, and I'll put the link right up here because I want you to be able to see that. But since it is kind of a high-end product, I am going to be doing a drugstore dupe. Look for it. There is a $15 off Sephora coupon coming out in the next like week or so. So if you got that coupon, it would be worth it to apply it to something like this. Another thing from the Sephora sale was this Tarte brush set. This is their limited edition Artful Accessories brush set. This comes with this cute little container and 5 brushes. I just thought this was so pretty, and I think this would make such a great Christmas gift for the makeup lover in your life, because look at the beautiful handles on these brushes. Aren't they just gorgeous? I mean, I just love how they look. There are 2 eyeshadow brushes here, which I have been using all week, and I use them today, and they're really great for blending out your makeup. There's not a wasted brush in this set, so this one I use to put on my setting powder, this one I use for my blush, and this one I use to blend out my contouring. And so I'm loving all 3 of these. They are so soft, but these are like the perfect amount of softness and denseness. This one I do want to try for foundation, but I did find a foundation brush recently that I am in love with. As a holiday gift set, this makes a great little set. So that was another fave for this month from the Sephora sale. Then the brush I just mentioned is the Real Techniques Blend and Blur foundation brush. This is the newly released Real Techniques paddle brushes. And so this guy is so awesome. It really is kind of competing with my Artis Oval 7 brush. So this is $20, this is $70. It's still not my fave for foundation. I like it much better for blending out contours. But this little guy is really great at foundation because it's not quite as dense as that one, and it has the rounded top, so it doesn't just push your makeup around and out of the way. It actually blends it, and when I use this, I can't believe how fast it is. Like, I just dot my foundation around, and then within, you know, a minute, it's blended perfectly, and it makes it so fast and so easy to put on your liquid foundation. So absolutely loving that. And then another Real Techniques product that I tried this month that I really think is awesome is the Real Techniques Single Pocket Expert Organizer. So this one I keep all of my eyeshadow brushes in. This also comes in a 3-pocket version. This sticks to glass. It doesn't have any adhesive on it, but it's like a silicone that literally you just like stick it and press it, and then you let it sit for, I think, like 24 hours before you put something in it, and it just stays stuck there. So you can put it on your bathroom mirror or wherever you want to put it. I keep mine on this little monitor that I have sitting in front of me, and it works perfectly. I stuck it there about a month ago, and it has not budged, and I keep these brushes in it, and so they are right in front of me, ready to go at all times. So I love that little product. That would also make a really great stocking stuffer for anyone in your life who is into makeup, and I think a lot of people are going to be getting those in their stocking from me this year. Okay, so then also in the Sephora sale, I picked up this Lancome Ombre Hypno Stilo. This is in shade 25 Platine. This is like a shimmery taupe. Isn't that so pretty? I just love it. This is a real winner. Very long wearing, and it can bump up any eye look, and especially like with a palette, say like this, not necessarily the spendy, but with any plain old matte palette, if you just want to get like one shimmer thing to kind of bump up your matte looks, this is a great way to do it. And then the other thing is that I'm liking this just for an evening look all by itself. For people who don't wear a lot of makeup and you're just going to buy like one eyeshadow and you want to use the same one every day, you can just color this on your eyelid and smudge it out, and the staying power on this is so good. It stays put all day, so I just am really loving that. It comes in, I don't know, 12 different shades depending on what you like, but that one is really pretty. Then I've been really loving these YSL lipsticks. YSL sent me a whole box of these, and I've been giving them a try over the last month, and I really, really like them. This is their Rouge Pure Couture lipstick, and this is kind of a limited edition holiday lipstick release. But what I like about these is that they feel like they're oil infused. So when you put these on, this is what I'm wearing now. Let me just touch it up a little. Yeah, I love the feeling. The feel of these is so creamy and so nice, but almost like it's oil infused, so it doesn't go on stiff like a stiff lipstick, and it doesn't look stiff and heavy on your lips. And they come in great colors. I'll just swatch you the 4 I have here. The rest are in the box somewhere. So 09, 54, 52, eyeshadow, and 13. I had this one on when I was testing foundation one day, and everyone was like, oh my god, what was that lipstick you were wearing? I wanted to wear this one today, but then I picked this red sweater and it just didn't go. I'm not sure this lipstick goes with it either, but what the heck. It just feels so lightweight and lovely on the lips. It does need a lip liner though, because it is a little bit looser than the average lipstick, like not as stiff, so it might creep up into your lip lines if you have them, but you know, just using a lip liner will take care of that. I wore it and tested it. It lasted through a meal, so that was great, and it lasted about 3 hours. Then after that it started fading, but at the 5-hour check-in there was definitely like still a stain of lipstick on my lips, and then I think at about 7 hours it was pretty much gone, and it felt only slightly drying, like not hugely drying and cracking and peeling or anything like that. So really nice lipsticks. Look, I even just wiped those off, and look how much they stained my hand just in the minute I had them on there. So the big shocker of a fail that I have for you guys is the Tatcha Pure OneStep Camellia Cleansing Oil. I can't believe that this is in the fails. I feel like crying over this. I was so in love with this. I bought it in the Sephora sale because it's super spendy, but I have been wanting to try it for a long time. And the first time I used it, I loved it so much. I couldn't believe how it took off makeup. Like, I'm used to doing a double or a triple cleanse to get the makeup off and all the sunscreen and everything. This took everything off in one pass. It was amazing, and it didn't leave like an oily residue on my skin. It didn't, you know, I hate it when I have an oil slick covering my eyes and then everything's like double out of focus instead of just single out of focus. But within 3 days of using this, my skin was on fire. I couldn't believe it. And of course, you know, I only change one thing at a time in my skincare routine, so I know who the culprit is. And my face was burning, it was itching, it was peeling. I was like, what is in here? Oh my God. I mean, it does contain alcohol and fragrance, and I don't know if like washing my face with something that has alcohol in it. In this listing, it's the second to the last ingredient, so there shouldn't be enough in there to make it so irritated. And I know a lot of you bought it because of me, and I hope you're not having the same reaction, but I did want to let you guys know because I had raved about this in my Sephora video. So that was kind of a bummer. Okay, so then another thing from the Sephora sale was the Pat McGrath Labs Perma Gel Ultra Glide Eye Pencil. This has the cutest packaging. Look at this beautiful like peacock eye. Isn't that gorgeous? And then I love this like throwback old school, you know, windy thing. I was so psyched about this. This is a $25 pencil, but it does come with a sharpener. But this was such a huge disappointment because what is it called? Permagel. When something is labeled Permagel, I expect it to be long lasting. Not permanent, obviously, but long lasting, perhaps waterproof, perhaps would last through a day. This stuff, oh no, does not last. It's a very, very warm gray, almost to a brown. It's a very pretty color. It's a very soft eyeliner. You can't get a fine line out of it though because it is so very soft, but I find that it just doesn't last on the eyes. And so when I put it like in my waterline, it is gone within an hour. The one nice thing I can say about it is that it's very easy to smudge it. So I'm wearing it today as on my top lash line. So I'll just come in close for a sec so you can see what it looks like, all right? And I didn't put it on my upper waterline. I used my Sephora contour crayon for that because I love that for the upper waterline. I did use the Pat McGrath for the lower waterline, and as you can see, that is like all worn off already. So that is kind of stinky, but I did smudge it out under there. So just not very long lasting. You know, for a $25 eyeliner, I just, you know, wanted really amazing Perma gel performance out of it, and I didn't get it. So then the two eyeshadow palettes that are in the fails, one is by Makeup Revolution, 32-piece eyeshadow palette in Affirmation. The colors are gorgeous. I thought they were right up my alley, and I don't know why this surprised me to have 32 in there, but I thought the pans were just so tiny. They could have put like 16 colors in here and had much bigger pan. There's a lot of diversity and it is definitely on the cool side. They feel nice and creamy. There's a nice mix of mattes and shimmers in here, but it does give you some wilder colors like this blue and this purple. They also give you some nice medium matte shades and some light matte shades to do in the crease and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the perfect palette. And it goes on very nicely. They blend beautifully. The color payout is okay. I only used this once, but I felt like once was enough because they just didn't last on the eyelids. So I was testing a foundation, so I was coming back in at the 5-hour and the 10-hour check-in, and they were already fading by the 5-hour check-in, which was kind of a bummer to me. And by 10 hours, they were pretty much gone, and the only thing that was left on my lid was just little sparkles of glitter. So I was so disappointed in this palette. But I gotta say, I was less disappointed in that palette than I was in this next palette, which is hugely expensive. Do you know what palette that is? Now, do you know what palette that is? Yes, let me rub off the fingerprints. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Eye Palette. And look how like bougie this is. I just learned a new word, bougie, from my kids who were home over Thanksgiving, and now they're going back to school and I so miss them. There are 12 pans in here, and it basically gives you 4 different looks. So the colors are gorgeous. There is a mix of mattes and shimmers. This is $75. I thought that this was going to be the be-all and the end-all and I was going to love it, and it just is a little disappointing. Now I'm wearing it today and I don't mind the look that I have with it today, but my problem with it is the color payout is so hit or miss with these. Like this first one here, you know, this would be one of my very favorite go-to colors in the palette, but I cannot get any color payout on that. So I wanted to show you a comparable color from another palette. So let's take this little Tartelette Tease palette here, which has this little guy in this upper corner. Charlotte Tilbury rub, 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 right? I'll use this guy, rub, 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 3 rubs. look at the difference, okay? Can I just say, payout versus no payout. Here are the swatches on the Charlotte Tilbury, and this is where that first shade should be, and as you can see, there is nothing there. So, you know, the rest all swatch pretty well, but this one is just so weird and disappointing. And the black isn't really a great black. I don't know. I just think for 75, it's just not that great. And I'm not sure what kind of a look, if I wanted to do an all matte look, there's really nothing to work with here to make an all matte look. You have to have the shimmers to make a look work out with this. I did manage to get a pretty look out of it, but it was a lot of work. It doesn't really blend well. And then my last complaint about the eyeshadow is that it's only been on there for like a couple of hours and I feel like it's wearing off already. So I'm feeling like after just 3 hours, this, you know, it still looks like it's there definitely, but it doesn't look like the 5 or 6 shades that I use from the palette. It definitely, all I see is like 2. You know, I feel like there are just other eyeshadows that are much more long wearing, that blend better, that have better color payout, that don't cost quite that much, because that's a lot for an eyeshadow palette and I just don't think it's really worth the money. So, all right, so that's it for today's faves and fails. I hope you found the video helpful and informative. If you did, give the video a like and subscribe to my channel. As always, everybody, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching, and so I'll see you in the next video. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye.